Okay, let's go. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lili Nishmat Jemil Mordechai. Hi, Mark. You're on the screen, Tzaddik. It's the new. I like that. A little bit of Zoom, a little bit of. It's great. We have Avremi in the booth over there. He's a genius in computers. Yishkoyach. Thanks for taking over. Mark Weinreb says. A Hatzlacha mazel tov to Peretz Rappaport from Monsey, New York, a devoted MD-wire since Psachim, and to the entire Rappaport family and the bris kodesh of the son, Arilei Kohen. At his bris, they're posing him with that luach. First of all, I'd like to thank you. It says the subject is guidance on making aliyah. First of all, I'd like to thank you for everything you do for... Because then he says not to say his name. Yeah, but I didn't say his name, did I? You said his first name. Nah, okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you for everything you do for Klal Yisrael. My name's Soicham. You really did change my life for the better. May Hashem always watch over you. Keep you and your family safe. We mechazik you always so you can continue bringing more Yidden to Hashem's Torah. Shout out to Nachi Gordon and the Meaningful People podcast. That's where I got hooked. In the interview, he said, it's not possible a person doesn't have 45 minutes in his day to learn Torah. It really got to me. Most Rabbanim try to coax you nicely to learning. They basically demand it. You were sincere, you asked that we give it a shot, and I did. I'm still running strong from Yavamis 76. By the way, it was nice meeting you in person at Bellworks and MDY headquarters this summer. I also got to meet some of the MDY family members. Everyone was extremely nice and welcoming. They really are the secret to MDY's success. Like when Mati goes out of town, he goes and he schmoozes with people. It's the MDY success. I have a lot more to say, but I know you're a busy person. I just wanted to show my appreciation to you and the MDY team. So now, this is a very touchy subject. I don't like to talk a lot about it because people take it the wrong way usually, that I'm saying things against Aliyah. Now, all I say is the two following things. First of all, when you consider Aliyah, you have to consider Parnassa. Because a lot of people just come here and they I'll work out, I'll find a job, I had a great job in America. And that's why many Aliyahs fail. The other thing that you need to consider, and everybody knows this, are the children. The age of the children. Switch the order. Yes. So over here we have an email. It's a sad email, I think. Just heard you Motzi Shabbos Rosh Hashanah Shir, or Motzi Rosh Hashanah Shir, and heard you inquire about my whereabouts. First of all, my name is Natan Kashnud. That's the guy I was looking for. I'd like to thank you for caring enough to ask about me. It's been an extremely hard year. My kids were forced to change schools 4 times this past year. All my 6 kids basically learned nothing this past year. We met with many schools in RBS, and they would not accept our children due to the distance from Givat Ze'ev, as well as older 7th and 8th grade boys were too behind for them to be accepted. All our kids are stuck at home since Pesach. After trying every schooling route possible, we decided moving back to Los Angeles. I actually left right before Rosh Hashanah. B'kitzur, I should have listened to you. I just want to let you, as well as everyone at MDY know, something personal. But if it gives someone chizuk, it's worth it. Okay, I'm going to try to read this with a straight face, without crying. With my kids being kicked out of multiple schools, even now in LA, we're having problems with behavior and 3 kids are not in school yet. I was forced to rent out my house in Israel after months of working with Israeli contractors to fix all the issues, sold my car at a loss. Now I'm living at my in-laws with no AC and basically homeless with 6 kids and a 7th on the way. I've fallen into deep depression, not davening and learning, gained 30 pounds, Xanax no longer helps, fell into the internet's evil web, going to sleep late and waking up in the afternoon. The only thing that keeps me going day in and day out is learning the daf with Reb Eli. I mentioned this to Yosef back in June, but it's true. If it wasn't for this year, by the way, I heard, he didn't tell me this, I heard that he was an extremely popular DJ back in the day. And he became Baal Tshuva. And but it's true. If it wasn't for this year, I don't even want to say what thoughts I've been having. Well, it's a new year now with new Gzeiros. Baruch Hashem, I'm still alive and healthy. And Be'ezer Hashem, things will work out. Hope to see you again soon. Okay, it really means a lot to me that you had me in mind. Natan Kashnud. So Bekitzer, the Chaver in Los Angeles, please reach out to him. He's a great guy. It's unbelievable what he went through. All right, we're with you. Ephraim Hod. Dr. Factor has a job for you. So I have his email address. If anybody wants to reach out to him, maybe Shlomo Lazarian, and they'll go and give him a big hug. All right. Huh? He helped out a lot in the sukkah. No, he's a great guy. He came with his sons. The Motzi Shabbosim used to come here, 2 kids. I was on a plane from JFK to the West Coast and planned to do the daf. Mama choked me up. We reached the runway and the pilot said that we have a technical difficulty and made a U-turn to the terminal. We sat about a half an hour and finally decided to start the daf. I don't have a zchus the daf. The issue gets resolved and we'll get moving. Now, more than 15 seconds after I started this year, the pilot announced on the intercom that the issue is fixed and we're taking off Gishmak to do the daf Ephraim Hod. Anyway, Bekitzer, this is a segulah for everything. I tried it many times. Let's say you're worried if the chazan is not gonna, it's gonna take a while for Shmoneh Esrei to start or something. All you need to do is open up a sefer. As soon as you open up a Gemara, boom, a nace happens. You start whatever it is. You're in a line in the bank and you open up a Gemara. It's the Sahara guarantees you he's not going to let you learn and things are going to happen. So true, so true. Rabbi Sai, we have a big list here. We're going to do some names because it's kind of late. Kasriel Kantarovitz, we mentioned him, 101 shekel. Shimon Grouse, $10. Meir Kovacs, 10. Sruli Markowitz, now we're back to America, 10. David Kleiman, 36. Daniel Green, 36. Natan Kashnud, $36. Tobias Letterman, 101. Joseph Schombrun, 10. Martin Hershkovitz, 10. Jeff Rosner, son should have Refuah Shlaima, $200 a month. Baruch Epstein, 36. Shmuel Shoup, 10. Alex Mermelstein. From the entire list, this is one of the biggest shockers ever. He's a relative of mine. I had no idea that he does the shir. I'm very excited to see him here. $36. Yehuda Ari Bemergi, 36. We know who he is. Yaakov Katz, 10. Parachia Sorsher, 10. Jay Nathanson, 10. Hi Jay. Woodmere Chaim Cement, 101. Murad Nakash, 200. Jack Grazzi, he's the one that started this whole thing. You should have a tremendous Siyad Shmai. I think I called him Garzi the other day. Okay, Jack Grazzi, $200 a month. Gavriel Zeitlin, 10. So we got to learn from the Sfardim. 2 in a row. Narad Nakash, 200. Jack Grazzi, 200. Or from the Hasidim, 121. Ashkenazim, the Litvaks, $10, $5. But you know what? $10 is Givaldic. By the way, I made a mistake on the number. I made a mistake. It was 200 and we're about 230 now. Last night I said 245, 230, and we're very close to $11,000. Givaldic. Yisrael Halperin, 10. Donnie Fine, where is he? 52. Shkoyach. Michael Bernstein, 36. Another Michael Bernstein, maybe somebody else, maybe somebody the same, 36. H. Bernstein, 10. Shapsi Cohen. Guy sits right over here. Every Moshe Shabbos, 10. Come over here. Get over here. Tzaddik. Our boy said, big mazel tov. The man just finished Shas. Yishkoyach. Shas. A little. What? When did you start shir? Brachas?
No,
not even.
I did it.
No, for me.
For you, when you started.
Mazel tov. Shbizach to finish many, many times. Okay, let's just do 5 more. Yaakov Garfinkel, 10. Moti Weinberg, 52. Ben Rose, 36. Ben Rose just sent the email that he learned 400 daf with us or something, 500 daf. Mazel tov. Dov Klein, 10. Charles Said, 36. Okay, fine. Adkan. And Edward Clark, 36. You hear that, Yosef? Yeah, you'll figure it out yourself. Okay, Rabbi Sai, we're holding Daf Peiches today. Oh, yes. The Koilel. For the success of our family that we merit to always crown Hashem. Lili Nishmas Yosef Baruch ben Moshe Aaron, Lili Nishmas Moshe Loza ben Shalom, and for the Hatzlacha b'chol hanyanim for my children. The second is from self-sponsor, Jeff Rosner, zchus, my son, Yosef Simcha, Chaim, Ben Sor, Chana, Refuah Shlaima. Rest of them Sechta, Ofishel Mitzva Motivators, for Refuah Shlaima, for Avi, Avraham Mנשה ben Chana Bracha. No, I didn't bring the video today. the Parnassa Chodesh, Nishmat Zechariah ben Moshe, Parnassa Chodesh by the Lock and Lebovic families, like in New Jersey, because Torah is the best segulah. Parnassa Chodesh, Refuah Shlaima, Yecheskel ben Leah, Parnassa Chodesh has a zchus that Hashem should watch over me and ensure that I'm completely healthy. Ad Me'ev Esrim, Parnassa Yoim, Joel Mizrahi, Lili Nishmat Jemil ben Hasna, my grandfather's 44th askara on Zayin Tishrei. Rabbi Isai. So last night, we were learning that in order to make a shvuah deraisa, as you see on the screen, there are two conditions, says Rava. First of all, it has to be a type of a shvuah that you swear, and because of the shvuah, you don't pay. You don't take money. You become patur from paying. And the second thing is, a shvuah deraisa cannot be on real estate. Anything that has to do with real estate, you can't make a shvuah. So therefore, a ksuba, which is connected to real estate, because there's a shibud in real estate, if you're making a shvuah on a ksuba, it can't be a deraisa. Omer Rav Papa, the last three words on Pei Zayin Amud Beis, top of Pei Ches Amud Aleph. If the husband is a smart man, he's wise, Maisila lidei shvuah deraisa. He has a trick. We could advise him of a trick to flip a shvuah derabanan into a shvuah deraisa. Now, what's the difference between a shvuah derabanan and shvuah deraisa? So over here, last night we saw that if it's a shvuah deraisa, you cannot flip it to the other guy. You can't say, well, I can't do it, so you do it. Shvuah derabanan, you could give it to somebody else. That's what Rashi says on Pei Zayin Amud Aleph Beis, right on the top over there. But over here, Rashi says something completely different. Shvuah deraisa is you hold the Sefer Torah and you swear in Hashem's name. Where shvuah derabanan, you don't. Tosfos asks, today we also do it on shvuah derabanan. I don't understand. Okay. That's why Tosfos likes Rashi's pshat from yesterday. I can make it a really very chomer dika shvuah, says Rashi. It's a terrible thing to swear falsely, holding on to a Sefer Torah and saying Hashem's name. What do? So Gemara, we're going through the motions here. In the beginning we thought, so what you do is, you give her a second ksuba. You gave her a ksuba a month ago. She claims she never got a ksuba, so what you do is, you bring in a single witness, and you give her a ksuba again. You have a witness that saw that you paid up the first ksuba. Plus you have this witness today, so you have Reuben and Shimon, two witnesses. Now it turns out that what you paid her a month ago was actually a loan. So if it's a loan, now let's go back to what Rava said yesterday. So now it's a loan. So now what is she swearing? She's swearing and that she doesn't have to pay, because we're talking about a loan now. We're not talking about she's demanding a ksuba. So we're telling her, listen, you swear that you don't owe your husband money. Okay? So she has to swear that she doesn't owe money. That's a different type of shvuah. That's already shvuah deraisa. She's not swearing to get a ksuba. She's swearing that she doesn't owe her husband money. That's condition number one. Now, what was the other problem? That she cannot swear when it has to do with real estate. Any ksuba is real estate. We're not talking about real estate now. We're not talking about a ksuba. We're talking about a loan. A loan is not real estate. So she could swear on that. That's a deraisa. Once the deraisa, says Rashi, she can hold the Sefer Torah and say Hashem's name. She's going to be so scared to do that she's going to pay back. Everything's going to be great. What you're saying doesn't make so much sense, because you're trying to use an aid from last month and one aid from today. They don't go together. One understands for whatever reason that they can't combine together. You can't use the two aidim. They saw different things. No. The second time around, today, when you give her the second ksuba, you do it in front of two aidim. It's better to do it if you can find the guy that witnessed the first one, better to use him. If not, use two other aidim. But today you have two aidim. And they are mitzdaref. And therefore, you have two aidim. Let's see the second ksuba being paid up. So then the first ksuba becomes a loan. And on that you have one aid. And now you're going to force her to make a shvuah deraisa, because it's not on a ksuba, it's about a loan. and it's not to receive money, it's to absolve herself from paying back a loan. So those are the two conditions that you need in a shvua deraisa. It becomes a shvua deraisa. What did you gain? If she's smart, she'll say, what do you mean? My husband gave me 2 kesubos. We got one when we were married. A year later, he said, you know what? I see you're worried that I'm going to divorce you. Here's another kesuba. Don't worry about it. So he paid me 1 last month. You're right. There's witnesses on that. And he paid me the second one today. What's the problem? Because she can't say that. The husband says in front of the Eidim, let me tell you something. He takes them into a room and he gives them a maidah. He warns them. He explains to them what he's about to do. He says, I'm going to give her now a fake ksuba because I want to trip her up. I want to give her a shvua deraisa on the first ksuba. Don't think that this is a second ksuba. This is nothing. I'm using you to get her to make a shvua deraisa. Once he explains it, she can't come and say, oh, there's 2 ksubas. Because you already explained it to the Eidim that it's not a real ksuba. We learned in the Mishnah, Minachasim Mishua Badim. If she is suing for something that the husband sold, she's saying this ksuba is, I need money for my ksuba, and there's no money in the estate. Everything was sold before. Or if she goes after the yisoimim, so she has to swear. Tan awesome. V'cheina yisoimim leiparu ela b'shvua. If they come and they try to collect a loan that their father had, they need to swear. What are they going to swear? They weren't there by the loan. So anytime it comes to the Yisoimim, they swear that they don't know anything about anything. They didn't find any documentation to show that the loan was repaid. They don't know. They never heard from the father that it was repaid. They swear that they have no idea. All they know is, here, we found in our father's drawer, we found a document that says that you owe our father money. That's all we know. We never heard from him that you paid back. We didn't find any document to show that you paid it back. So man, who are they swearing to? They go directly to the loiva. Okay. So Eli loiva hashta avim shaka b'lo shvua v'inu b'shvua. So if the malva, you have a malva and a loiva. The malva lent money to the guy in Koil. The guy dies. So now, since the malva is taking out of the yarshim, he's going to collect money from the Koil guy's son. So he has to swear. That's how it works. He has to make a shvur. Now we're talking about that he's also dead. There's 2 dead guys. The malva and the loiva are dead. So now we're talking about the next generation. So the next generation has to make a shvur, one to the other. Sorry, I skipped to the next thing. So the Gemara asks, in this case right over here, he has to make a shvua. The guy, the loiva, the malva doesn't have to make a shvua. So just because he's dead, they have to make a shvua. The kids of the malva have to make a shvua. This case, what happened?
The Malva was the one that died, and his kids had
Okay, so time out. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. I have to go in here. And then the shvua goes this way. This guy goes here?
We can't see. You took it off. Yes.
Oh, you can't see. Okay, anyways, you get the idea. First time ever.
Change the arrow. The arrows change direction. The arrows only once you reach the
All right. It's a little messed up, but okay. Shkoyach. It was on purpose, everybody say. Just testing you guys out, and I wanted to show you my skills. Now let's see if it. No, there's no. No. Okay, fine. Nothing moves. No, he doesn't die here. Great. What? So if the malva dies, the little guy doesn't have to make a shvuah. Doesn't have to. Oh, so hold on. So you have to do something else. Hold on. If you're already here, you might as well do this. We gotta do this. Hold on. Okay, you know what? We don't have to do that. I was gonna put an X on it. Says Gemara that if the malva's son goes after the loiva's son, then they need to swear. What? Because we said that doesn't make sense that the yasam of the malva has to swear because his own father didn't have to swear. So if the yasam of the malva is going after another yasam, then you have to use a shvuah. Amar Reb Zereka, Amar Reb Yehuda. If the Yisayim say, our father told us, Amar lanu Abba, Levisi Parati, Aval Amru, if the Leivas Yisayim say, our father told us, yes, there was alva, I borrowed money, but you should know, I paid it back. Aval Amru lanu Abba, Loi Levisi. So the Gemara in the Havamina says, if the Leivas kids say, Loi Hayud Var Ma'olam, there's never a loan, it's not going to help that the Malva's kid makes a shvuah. He can't do anything about it. They're denying the whole loan. Don't forget, there's a document here. There's a shtar. And if there's a shtar, we have a klal that if the loiva says, I didn't borrow, he's admitting that he didn't pay. And if there's a document here, there's a shtar that says that the loiva borrowed money, and the children of the loiva say, our father never borrowed, that means they're admitting that he never paid back, and that's against the document that says that there was a halva. So now they're chayiv. So the Gemara says you're right. Eli Yitmar, Hachi Yitmar. Omer Reb Zerika, Omer Reb Yehuda, Eli Shana, Eli Shana, Omer Yisayim, Omer Lanu Abba, Levisi Uparati. If the Yisayim say, our father said that he borrowed money and he paid back, then there is a shvuah. And from Shalai B'Shvuah, then you don't even need a shvuah. It's so obvious. Why should the Malva's kids make a shvuah when they have a shtar that says that the loiva borrowed money and they're admitting that they never paid back? So he's admitting you never paid back. So pay without a shvuah. Another halacha. If the woman is trying to collect money not in front of the husband, so she needs to make a shvuah. Omer Ravacha Sar Habira. Interesting name. Ravacha, the Sar Habira. Ma'isa Balafnei Reb Yitzchok, Bantoichia. There's a story that happened in Antoichia. V'omar, Leishonu Elu Kesubos Isha Mishum China. We want that women should be able to get paid up under ksuba. So we make it easy for them to get the ksuba. So even if the husband is not there, she could collect the ksuba. Because if not, women won't want to get married. And we want them to get married. We want husbands to have wives. So we're going to make it easier for the woman to get her ksuba. But if somebody owes money and the guy skips town, you can't just go into his house and collect the money. The Rav Omer Rav Nachman, and Rav says the name of Rav Nachman is Rebbe Afilu Bal Choiv. Even a Bal Choiv, if he's out of town, you can go there and take his money. Because what's going to happen is somebody's going to borrow a lot of money, and he'll run away to another country. You're going to close doors to those who want to borrow money, because it's easy to borrow money and you run away to another country, now he can't get you. But if I make a law that says, even if you run away to another country and I can't reach you, Bez is going to go into your property and take money and pay him back. Like the guy that said, he went to borrow money. The guy says, I don't know you. I can't lend you money. So he says, hey, that's not fair. You're telling me you don't know me and you can't lend me money. I just went to my friends and they said they know me and they can't lend me money. That's not fair. The Shulchan Aruch Paskins over here that if you could get to the loiva within 30 days, today it's like you can get all over the world in 2 days, but if you get to the loiva within 30 days, then you must do so. Try to get to him, and you could charge him for your travel. All your travel fees he has to pay. But if you can't get to him in 30 days, then you could be goyve shalei b'fanav. You could collect money, even though that's la halacha. That's how we paskin. The Shulchan Aruch paskins. You could, because the shalitin does b'fanav, you could go after people that are not in town and take their money. Reb Shimon Oimer, kol zman shetivas kesubos. As long, all the way at the end, we said, Rashi says, we're going to explain it over here in the Gemara. So here we are. We don't exactly understand what Reb Shimon's saying. He says a line, kol zman shetivas kesubos, if she's claiming her ksuba, then the Yarshim make her swear. And if she doesn't try to collect her ksuba, so they don't. What's going on here? Reb Shimon Ahaya, what is he talking about? Oh, Rabbi Yirmiyah, aha. He's talking about this part of the Mishnah. If she comes and she collects when he's not there, the sugi that we just learned. Now she's there, she's collecting. He ran away to another country. She needs to swear. 2 out of 2 things. There's 2 things. There's 2 possibilities here. Either she's trying to collect mezainas, support, or she's trying to collect her ksuba. Let's say he's out of town and he sent a nice guy. He said, listen, I'm never coming back. Here's your get. Okay, get means ksuba. So now she's collecting ksuba. Or mezainas. If she's trying to collect her ksuba, your shell, mashbianaisa. So in other words, Reb Shimon argues, he says it's only 1 out of 2. That if she's collecting her ksuba, then the Yarshim have the right to make her swear. Peches, Amud Beis. And to ask ksuba. But if she's only collecting mezainas, support, but not her ksuba, ein Yarshim Mashbiin Oisa. In honor of my uncle Reb Elchanan Pressman and as zchus for a year filled with mazel, brach, Hatzlacha, Simchos and Parnassa, as a zchus to continue to be able to support Torah and to finish Shas with Reb Eli. I just want to point out, very interesting, like the little things in life, we always take for granted that when we're learning this Amud right over here, we look to the side, we see Rashi, everything's great. So just so you should know that once in a while, they messed up in Vilna. And Rashi for this is over here on Amud Aleph. So it can get confusing. You take for granted. Imagine every Amud we had to go look where Rashi is back. It was very confusing for me because I didn't know where to start, where to end. When does it stop being on Amud? It was a lot. You have to go down a bunch of lines. Okay, just thought I would point it out. Take the small things for granted. I don't know how they did it. It's like they didn't even have computers then, and they were able to figure out exactly the Rashi from this fixed on this. Okay. Fine. He says the Gemara, look the Chanan ubnei kohanim gdolim. There's a machlokes between Chanan and the sons of the kohanim gdolim. Very interesting. Kohanim gdolim had sons, and they argue. It's not. Somebody left the country, and his wife comes and says, "Listen, we got to sell off some of the real estate. I need to eat." When she comes to collect her ksuba, then we'll make her swear 1 time on everything. And they said no. The sons of the Kohanim. First, she makes a shvuah for her mezainas that she deserves it. She didn't take anything. She doesn't have anything. Ubasoif, and then she swears 2 shvuahs, 1 in the beginning, 1 in the end for her ksuba. Reb Shimon Kichanan. Reb Shimon is going to hold like Chana. Masculine of Sheshes. Hi, Yoshim Ashbim Isa. We're the kids here. We're talking about a woman whose husband is in another country. So there's no Yarshim. We're not talking about somebody that their husband died. We're talking about she wants Mizaydas because her husband left. So where did the Yarshim come into this? Okay. Elam Rav Sheshes. So again, we're talking about, let's not forget what we're trying to explain here. We're trying to explain the line that Reb Shimon says in the Mishnah. If she's Tever Ksuba, she has to swear. Not Tever Ksuba, she doesn't swear. What is it going on? Says the Gemara, according to Rav Sheshes, Elam Rav Sheshes, aha. It's going on something else. Remember yesterday we learned she left the funeral. We're talking about a case where the husband says, I'm not going to ever make you swear. And then she leaves the funeral. So from that point on, the Yisayimim, right? She went back to either her own house, or she went back to the base of Via, or to her father's house. And she didn't become in charge of the assets. So then there's no swear. But if she became in charge of something after the Levaya, then they can make her swear. What? On from there on out, that's the Mishnah. That we learned yesterday. That they can make her swear from the funeral on, or whatever it is, whatever point that is, but after the death. That Reb Shimon says, if she comes and she says, I want my ksuba, so she makes a shvua. What is she going to make a shvua? That she never received the ksuba, and that she never took anything from the husband. And if you weren't here last night, the very interesting Pischei Tshuva says she can't swear that because every woman steals from her husband. So what she's going to swear is that she didn't steal above and beyond what a regular wife steals. Okay. You heard that, Jonathan? You heard this share last night? Okay. No. Okay. Eli, did you hear that last night? No, you heard that.
My wife daughter said 100% is correct.
It is. The little stuff.
I didn't even hesitate.
The little stuff, of course. Why would they? It's normal that the husbands don't care. They know.
No, we did.
That's you. You. They take the credit card, stick a swipe here, there. They tell the wife, no, I didn't shop today. Okay. So this is what Reb Shimon says. Depends. After this levaya, if she comes and she asks for a ksuba, then the Yorshim have a right to be mashbiar and lost lava in the future. Great. But if she, even though she's an apitropos, but she's not collecting her ksuba, and what happens if she doesn't collect the ksuba? They have to be mefarser, the whole thing. Why? Because at the end of the day, who made her an apitropos over here? The husband, the father of the Yarshim. So if the father decides that she's the apitropos, she's in charge of the assets, she doesn't make a shvuah. Why? Because we have a machlokes in this. This is not. They both say the opposite of each other. There's a svara to this way and a svara this way. Who decided that this individual should become an apitropos? If it's the father who appointed him, Yishava. Why? What's the svara? Why is the father going to this guy and asking him to be the apitropos? Because this guy knows the father. He owes the father a ton. The father, when he was alive, did a lot for this guy. So he says, listen, I did so much for you. Do me a favor. Take care of the children after I go. So Memela, he owes him a favor. So he has no problem swearing. Bezdin. But if Bezdin show up and say, listen, we're looking for a guy to volunteer here. We have Nebuch and the Mishpacha Yisayim. You're going to start making this guy swear? He's barely doing it. He's doing a favor. So now you're going to make him make a shvuah? No. Abishol says, Punkt Faker. It's It's the opposite. Mino Bezdin Yishava. Because if Bezdin appoints you, that gives you a lot of chashivas, it gives you gaiva, you walk around the street, you know who I am. I'm the apotropos of the Yisayim, and Bezdin thought I was chashav, and they made me apotropos. That itself is worth $10,000 of covet, and for that, I'll even swear, just so I get my little covet. Mino Avi Yisayim. But if the father decided that the person should be an apotropos, lo yishava. So what does it say? Lo yishava. Over here we're talking about the wife. Who made the wife apotropos? The father. Lo yishava. That's why he owes lo yishava. It's just interesting to point out. It says that Bezdin cannot appoint the wife. Why can't Bezdin? Does anybody have a reason here? Why can't Bezdin appoint the wife? Huh? No, there's a better reason. What do you say? That's what he was saying. No, there's a better reason.
If the husband didn't appoint her, if the husband didn't appoint her, would have crazy.
There's a better reason, says Taisus. You cannot. They never appoint a woman. She's not in the cards. So the only way a woman can be appointed is by the husband himself. Okay, but the bottom line is, Abba Shaul holds, and he holds like Abba Shaul, that when the father appoints somebody, even his own wife, lo yishava, there's no shvuah. Reb Shimon k'Abba Shaul, v'Rabbanan k'Rabbanan. Mask v'la bayo. So Reb Shimon is coming to be makel here. So as Abayo, Hai calls mancha toivas Kesubos, so the wording is not good. Because toivas Kesubos is mashma that he's more machmer. Every time she's toivas Kesubos. What it should say is im toivas mebayale. Elomar Abayo, aha. I don't like this. Reb Shimon is going on something completely different. Right? That whole Hataras Nedarim we had yesterday. If he says, I'm not gonna make you swear, and then it goes on. I'm not gonna have my Yarshim make you swear. Not my Yarshim to you, and not the people that you're selling your ksuba to. So there's no shvuah at all. They can't make her Yarshim swear. Oh, says Abaya, this is what Reb Shimon is saying. When she is claiming her ksuba, then you should know that even if he stipulated and he said, you hear what's going on here? He stipulated, he said, I will never make you swear. And not only I won't make you swear, my children won't make you swear. And my children won't make your children swear. That all flies out the window if she's coming to claim her ksuba to the Yarsha. Remember last night we had this interesting name, and I brought the Chassam Sofer who says that if you don't know who the father is, you should use the mother's name. This interesting name, Abba Shaul ben Ima. I'm just trying to point out that we learned it even twice yesterday. The Gemara repeated itself twice. That's the machlokes we had yesterday. Now when a person stipulates, specifically says, I will never make you swear. Yeah, there's one little caveat. If you're taking from the Yisayimim, that's different. Mask Abba Shaul ben Ima, v'Rabbanon, Reb Shimon k'Abba Shaul, v'Rabbanon k'Rabbanon. Mask v'Rapapa, hoteinach kozman shetivas ksubasa. Okay, you just explained kozman shetivas ksubasa. If she's tevad ksuba, then from the Yisayim she has to swear. But how do you explain the next line? Enetivas ksubasa ma'ikil meimar. On who is he arguing exactly? What does it mean? Why did he add that? But if she doesn't claim the ksuba, then there's no. Who argues on that? Elomar apapa la'apuke with the Elazar umachlekutai. So if you take a look on Daf Pei Vav Amud Beis, there's a little Mishnah on the top. There's two Mishnahs, the small one. It says, if he makes his wife a storekeeper, or he made her in charge, hareze mashbia Calls manchi yirtza, he can make her swear whatever he wants. Reb Elazar Omer, afilu al pilcha v'alisasa, he can make her swear on a little thread and a little dough. On that comes Reb Shimon and he says, I argue on that, you cannot make her swear. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.